Well, as I indicated last week, life has been pretty pressured recently, and I've been at work trying to get a number of things achieved. And I typically do my walk in the garden late in the week. It's been raining quite a lot, also during the week, and so the opportunities I've had to do it have been very, very minimal. So early this Sunday morning, I've decided to come out and just walk in my garden again and get some peaceful mind. So before I move into what I want to say this morning, here's a few images from from this morning. I've been thinking about this a lot recently in my busyness, and as I've tried to gain some perspective this morning in my garden. The confidence that God is love means that God values me not because of what I've done, but simply because He sees my worth. My capacity to embrace that worth is not experienced in my doing, it is experienced in the relationship. And this is contradictory to everything that we kind of know to be true about ourselves. We struggle with that kind of a concept. We're very much built to feel like we need to do things to reflect our worth, that our success is built upon what we achieve. And of course, we're all familiar with those cliches like, I'm a human being, not a human doing. And that's where those ideas come from. But there's this significant leap within the Christian construct of faith that says that there is absolutely no way to do enough to earn the love and the grace that comes from God, nor is there any chance that we've done anything that mitigates God's capacity to love us. And that's a truly refreshing and amazing thought. And so we then are able to immerse ourselves in that relationship with our Creator. And in that immersing, have our lives reflect that kind of worth, that kind of valuing. And as our lives reflect that worth, that valuing, that love, we do indeed begin to live out and operate and do things that reflect that quality of love and grace. And so there is this whole idea within the Christian world of bringing God's love to the world, and from an extraneous perspective or an objective perspective, people living outside of that relationship, that can seem this aggressive desire to make you think what I think. And in truth, I would suggest that that is overwhelmingly true in many, many places and across many, many times. Although that's not the way that it is supposed to be. Well, clearly my walk in the garden in this peaceful, tranquil morning was interrupted by those dogs barking, and I had to take care of that. And I was just wrapping up my thoughts, so I was hoping I could get through it before that got overwhelming, but not achievable. So, the final thought: all that I do is not a measure of my worth. My success nor my failure defines me. What defines me is the communication, the indication of my worth that is in the relationship I have with the one that is ultimately love. That's where our worth comes from. And everything that I do ought to flow from that space. That's a space of joy, freedom, and confidence that we don't have to prove anything, where we can live in peace and harmony without the sense that I am being evaluated by what I achieve. Of course, there's many people around us that will attempt to evaluate us that way, and we will be led to fall into that trap. But when we do, it becomes incredibly important for us just to move back into that space where we know that our worth, our value, our significance does not come from what we achieve and what we do. It comes from that relationship with our God that loves us in a way that we can never fully comprehend, but it led to God giving all that God is, including death on a cross, that we might know our worth is found in love. Well, that's all I have this morning. I know that this is very impromptu. I haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about it, but I do hope that it speaks to you a little bit this morning, and that you'll continue to walk in your garden, and I'll see you next week.